Imagine a world where once thriving civilizations vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of their existence. These lost empires, shrouded in mystery, continue to puzzle historians and archaeologists alike. From grand cities swallowed by the sands of time to advanced cultures lost beneath the depths of the ocean. Some of these civilizations were so advanced that they could have been the forerunners of modern societies. But how did they disappear? And what did they leave behind? Get ready to embark on a journey through time, uncovering civilizations so incredible you won't believe they ever existed. In the heart of the Mediterranean, there once thrived a civilization so advanced that even today, it continues to captivate historians and archaeologists alike. The Minoans, who lived on the island of Crete from around 2000 BCE, were pioneers in areas such as art, architecture, trade, and technology. They were among the first European civilizations to develop a writing system, an advanced form of administration, and impressive infrastructure. Despite their sophistication, the Minoans vanished mysteriously, leaving behind one of history's most puzzling disappearances. The heart of the Minoan civilization was the Grand Palace of Knossos, located near the northern coast of Crete. This massive complex, covering an area of over 20,000 square meters, was more than just a royal residence. It housed administrative rooms, workshops, storerooms, and even spaces for religious rituals. What was truly remarkable about Knossos was its architecture. The palace was multi-storied. It's built with elaborate frescoes and contained advanced plumbing systems that were among the best of their time. The Minoans had running water, drainage systems, and toilets luxuries unheard of in most ancient civilizations. It is clear that they were not just skilled artisans, but also brilliant engineers. The Minoans were also known for their extensive trade networks. They traded goods such as timber, pottery, and textiles with neighboring regions, including Egypt, the Near East, and even parts of Europe. Their ships sailed the Mediterranean, connecting them to distant cultures and spreading their influence far beyond the island of Crete. They were maritime experts, with advanced shipbuilding techniques that allowed them to navigate the seas with remarkable skill. These ships carried not only goods, but ideas, making the Minoans an important cultural hub in the ancient world. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding the Minoan civilization is their written language. The Minoans developed a script known as Linear A, which has never been fully deciphered. While Linear B, another script used by the Mycenaeans, has been understood, Linear A remains an enigma. This unanswered riddle only deepens the intrigue surrounding the Minoans. What could they have written down? What stories, knowledge, or secrets did they record in their writings? Unfortunately, we may never know, as no Minoan texts have been conclusively translated. The Minoans' downfall remains one of the greatest mysteries in history. Around 1450 BCE, the once flourishing civilization suddenly collapsed. Some believe the eruption of the Thera volcano, located on the island of Santorini, played a major role. The eruption was one of the most catastrophic in recorded history, sending ash clouds across the Mediterranean and triggering tsunamis that devastated coastal cities. It is possible that the destruction of trade routes and the disruption of agricultural production led to the collapse of Minoan society. However, some theories suggest that the Minoans were overrun by invaders from the Greek mainland, possibly the Mycenaeans, who were known to have a more militaristic culture. Despite these theories, the Minoans' sudden disappearance remains unexplained. While some of their cultural influences persisted through the Mycenaeans and later Greek civilizations, the Minoans themselves seem to vanish without a trace. What could have caused such an abrupt end to a civilization so advanced for its time? Was it nature's wrath, human conflict, or something else entirely? The mystery of the Minoans persists, reminding us that history is not always as clear-cut as we might like it to be. The Minoan civilization may have faded into the annals of time, but their legacy endures. Their advanced knowledge in engineering, trade, and art continues to inspire awe, and their disappearance keeps historians searching for answers. In the end, the Minoans remind us that sometimes the most extraordinary civilizations leave the most perplexing mysteries behind. Deep within the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula lies the legendary city of Uber, often referred to as the Atlantis of the Sands. For centuries, explorers, archaeologists, and historians have searched for this elusive kingdom, which was said to be a flourishing hub of wealth and power. The tale of Uber is one of intrigue, mystery, and ancient splendor, yet it is a story that still eludes definitive proof. Uber is first mentioned in ancient texts, including the Quran, where it is described as a city of 1,000 pillars, rich with resources and traders from across the Arabian desert. According to these texts, the people of Uber were proud and prosperous, their wealth coming from their control over key trade routes. They are believed to have controlled the trade of frankincense, myrrh, and other valuable goods between the Arabian Peninsula, the Mediterranean, and Africa. Their cities were said to be adorned with impressive structures and grand architecture, all thanks to their strategic position in the desert. The legend, however, takes a darker turn. Uber's downfall is said to have been as sudden and dramatic as its rise. According to one famous tale, the people of Uber angered the gods by becoming arrogant and disobedient. As a result, a great punishment befell them, a catastrophic storm that caused the city to sink into the desert sands. The city, once rich and vibrant, was swallowed whole, and its people vanished without a trace. For centuries, the existence of Uber was considered a myth, a legend passed down through the ages. Many believed that the city was nothing more than a fantastical story, a cautionary tale about pride and hubris. However, in the late 20th century, explorers and archaeologists began to uncover evidence that Uber may have been real. In 1992, an American researcher named William F. Albright led an expedition to a site in the Rub' al-Khali Desert, one of the most remote and inhospitable places on Earth. There, he and his team discovered the remains of a lost city, with ruins that seemed to match the descriptions of Uber found in ancient texts. The site contained large stone structures, which appeared to be remnants of an ancient civilization. While the evidence is compelling, it has not been universally accepted. Some experts argue that the ruins found in the desert are not the remains of Uber, but instead belong to a different, lesser-known civilization. Nevertheless, the discovery reignited interest in the legend of Uber, sparking further excavations and theories about the city's true nature and location. Could Uber have really existed, or is it simply a piece of Arabian folklore that has captured the imagination of generations? The search for Uber continues, with modern explorers and adventurers still drawn to the desert in search of clues. Like the legendary Atlantis, the city of Uber represents the tantalizing possibility that some lost civilizations are not just myths, but real places, hidden away by time, nature, or the mistakes of their own inhabitants. In the coastal desert of Peru, there exists an archaeological mystery that has baffled researchers for centuries: the Nazca lines. These massive geoglyphs, some spanning over 1,200 feet in length, form intricate designs of animals, plants, and geometric patterns visible only from the sky. The question is, who created these colossal drawings and why? While the Nazca civilization flourished between 100 BCE and 800 CE, the purpose of the lines remains one of the most debated topics in archaeology. The Nazca people were highly skilled engineers, using their knowledge of astronomy and geometry to create the lines. Some of these geoglyphs depict figures like monkeys, spiders, and birds, each with astounding precision. The sheer size and accuracy of the lines, some of which stretch across several kilometers, have led some to believe that the Nazca had a profound understanding of both mathematics and the landscape. Their ability to manipulate the desert environment to create such intricate patterns is still considered a feat of ancient engineering. But what was the purpose of these vast geoglyphs? Theories range from religious or ceremonial purposes to astronomical alignments. Some scholars suggest that the lines may have been an ancient calendar or a form of celestial mapping, allowing the Nazca to track the movements of stars, the sun, and the moon. The alignment of some of the lines with certain celestial events, like the solstices, has lent some weight to this theory. Still, it's possible that the Nazca people used these geoglyphs as part of their agricultural rituals, hoping to appease the gods for a good harvest. Others believe the lines may have had a more ceremonial or religious purpose. The desert environment around the Nazca civilization is harsh and unforgiving, and some scholars think that the lines were meant to communicate with the gods, requesting rainfall or blessings for survival in the desert. The sheer effort required to construct such massive figures on the ground especially given the lack of aerial perspectives at the time suggests that these creations had deep symbolic meaning for the Nazca people. While many explanations for the Nazca lines exist, one mystery remains unsolved. How did the Nazca people manage to create such massive and intricate designs without the benefit of aerial views? The lines are so large that they are nearly impossible to comprehend in their entirety from the ground. The scale and precision of these figures suggest that the Nazca might have had advanced surveying techniques, possibly involving the use of simple tools like ropes and stakes to plot out the designs. Some have even speculated that the Nazca were assisted by knowledge of the stars, marking out constellations to guide their designs. Despite decades of research and investigation, the purpose of the Nazca lines remains elusive. Were they a map of the heavens, a form of worship, or perhaps a lost means of communicating with deities in a way we are yet to understand? What we do know is that the Nazca people left behind an indelible mark on history, one that continues to inspire awe and curiosity in those who seek to understand the secrets of the past. As the lines continue to be studied, each discovery offers a piece of the puzzle. But the full picture remains a mystery, making the Nazca civilization one of the most fascinating lost cultures in history. Hidden deep in the jungles of southern Mexico, the Olmecs, one of the earliest advanced civilizations in Mesoamerica, left behind a legacy that still puzzles historians and archaeologists. Known for their colossal stone heads, some weighing up to 40 tons. The Olmecs are often considered the mother culture of later Mesoamerican civilizations, like the Maya and Aztecs. Yet despite their influence on the region, the Olmec civilization remains shrouded in mystery, and much of their history is still unknown. The Olmecs thrived between 1200 BCE and 400 BCE, long before the rise of the Maya and Aztecs, and their influence can be seen in the art, religion, and architecture of later cultures. They built massive cities, such as San Lorenzo and La Venta, which were centers of trade, culture, and religion. The Olmecs were known for their intricate craftsmanship, creating not only the famous giant stone heads, but also smaller works of art like jade figurines and pottery. What truly sets the Olmecs apart is their mysterious colossal heads. These enormous stone sculptures, which range in size from 5 to 11 feet tall, were carved from basalt rock and are believed to represent important rulers or leaders. The heads are characterized by their distinctive facial features, including flat noses, wide lips, and large ear plugs. The sheer scale and precision of the sculptures suggest that the Olmecs possessed advanced knowledge of both engineering and artistry. But what do these heads symbolize, and why were they created? Some scholars believe the heads were intended to represent powerful rulers or gods, emphasizing the importance of leadership in Olmec society. Others argue that the heads may have had a religious or ceremonial purpose, perhaps associated with the Olmecs' belief in ancestor worship or their reverence for the natural world. The placement of the heads at important ceremonial sites suggests they may have been used in rituals, with each head symbolizing the power and divine connection of the ruler it depicted. Despite the uninspiring nature of their achievements, the Olmecs mysteriously disappeared around 400 BCE. The reasons for their decline are still debated. Some believe that environmental changes, such as flooding or soil degradation, could have led to the collapse of their agricultural systems. Others suggest that internal conflict, warfare, or invasions may have played a role in their downfall. However, no clear evidence has been found to explain their sudden disappearance, making it one of the greatest unanswered questions of ancient history. Even though the Olmec civilization is long gone, their cultural influence can still be seen in the later Mesoamerican civilizations. The Olmecs are credited with laying the foundation for many of the traditions, beliefs, and architectural styles that would later be adopted by the Maya, Aztecs, and others. The Olmecs' development of the first Mesoamerican writing system and the concept of the calendar were groundbreaking and would go on to influence civilizations for centuries to come. Today, the Olmec giant heads stand as silent witnesses to a lost civilization that shaped the course of history in Mesoamerica. Their purpose and meaning continue to elude us, adding to the mystique of a culture that remains one of the most enigmatic in the world. As archaeologists continue to unearth Olmec sites and study their artifacts, the questions surrounding their true nature, decline, and impact on the region remain open, making the Olmecs an enduring mystery in the annals of ancient history. In the American Southwest, Nestled among the rugged cliffs of Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico, lies the fascinating legacy of the Anasazi, also known as the ancient Pueblones. This civilization, which thrived from approximately 100 CE to 1600 CE, is best known for its incredible cliff dwellings, massive stone homes carved directly into the cliffsides, some of which remain remarkably intact to this day. These dwellings, built with precision and skill, are evidence of the Anasazi's advanced knowledge of architecture, agriculture, and community living. Yet despite their architectural genius and influence on future cultures, the Anasazi mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only the ruins of their once thriving cities. The Anasazi's cliff dwellings, such as those at Cliff Palace in Mesa Verde National Park, are some of the most iconic archaeological sites in North America. These multi-story buildings, constructed with sandstone, mortars, and wood, are not only incredibly durable, but also strategically placed in locations that offered protection from invaders. The homes were built into the sides of cliffs, often accessible only by ladders or steep paths, which provided natural defense. The Anasazi carefully selected these sites for their natural features, taking advantage of caves and overhangs in the rock to construct their dwellings. What is most striking about the Anasazi cliff dwellings is their complexity. The largest dwellings could house entire communities, with numerous rooms used for living, storage, and ceremonial purposes. These homes were often connected by a network of narrow passageways, and many contained kiva circular underground chambers used for religious rituals and gatherings. The Anasazi were not just building homes, but entire cities, designed with careful planning to support the daily lives and spiritual practices of their people. They also developed an elaborate system of agriculture, utilizing irrigation techniques to cultivate crops in the arid desert environment. Despite their impressive accomplishments, the Anasazi began to abandon their cliff dwellings around the late 12th century. By the late 1200s, many of their settlements were deserted, and by the early 14th century, the Anasazi had entirely disappeared from the cliffside communities. The reasons for their sudden disappearance are not fully understood, but several theories have emerged over the years. One theory suggests that a prolonged drought, which plagued the region during the late 12th century, may have led to crop failures and water shortages. The Anasazi relied heavily on agriculture. Any disruption to the water supply could have had devastating effects on their communities. Another theory posits that internal conflict or warfare between different Anasazi groups may have contributed to their abandonment of the cliff dwellings. The evidence of violence in some of the archaeological sites supports this theory, though it remains speculative. It's also possible that the Anasazi abandoned their cliffside homes due to changes in their social and spiritual practices. Some researchers believe that the rise of new religious movements, such as the emergence of the Kashina cult among the Hopi people, may have led to the breakdown of traditional Anasazi society. The Anasazi's sudden disappearance may have been a result of these social, cultural, and environmental shifts as they moved away from the cliffs and into new regions of the Southwest. Today, the remnants of Anasazi culture continue to captivate and puzzle researchers. The cliff dwellings they left behind are not just architectural marvels, but symbols of a lost civilization that mastered the art of survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. While the reasons for their disappearance remain a mystery, the influence of the Anasazi on future Native American cultures is undeniable. Their agricultural techniques, architectural innovations, and spiritual beliefs laid the groundwork for many of the tribes that would later inhabit the region. The Anasazi's legacy, like so many lost civilizations, is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of human societies. Though they may have vanished from the cliffs, their story endures, waiting for more answers to be uncovered in the ancient stone walls they left behind.